Hello everyone, my name is Rob, welcome to Kinetic Rugby League. In this video I'm going to be giving you my team of the week from the quarterfinals of the Rugby League World Cup. So let's get started. So just to quickly explain how I go about doing this before I get started on the team of the week. The way I used to do it was when all 16 teams were still competing throughout the group stages, I had to select at least one player from each nation to make up a starting 13 based on specific player positions and a 4-man bench, which were typically comprised of honourable mentions on usually losing teams. Now, the way I go about doing this now, since there are only 8 teams from this last round, is I have to select at least 2 players from each nation, and I can select 1 extra player from one of the 8 nations in order to get 17 players, but in the starting 13 I must select at least 1 player from each nation, so I can't just shift 2 or even 3 players onto the bench from the same country. So now that I've explained it, let's get started on the team of the week. Starting with the fullback position, I'm going to go with Joey Manu from New Zealand. He had 348 metres, 120 post-contact metres, a try and 13 tackle breaks. In the metres, post-contact metres and tackle breaks, he was number 1 for New Zealand. I did mention in my match review video for New Zealand versus Fiji that he was shut out quite a lot in the first half, but he did return the ball quite a bit. So 120 post-contact metres is a hell of a lot. You know, some people don't even get that many metres throughout the game. And 13 tackle breaks is extremely good, and I try to go with it as well. So yeah, there weren't too many fullbacks that stood out, but stats-wise, Manu had a decent game. So yeah, he's going to make my team of the week, and that is my first pick for New Zealand. Onto the left wing position now, I'm going to go with Tommy Makinson from England. He had a total of 30 points this last week. He scored 5 goals and 5 tries. Now, Josh Adokar also got himself 5 tries this week. But the 2 reasons why I'm going to edge it towards Tommy Makinson, number 1 being the 5 conversions, so the extra points, and 2, the historical meaning behind the 5 tries for Tommy Makinson. First time an English player scored 5 tries in a game before. I believe it's a record breaker, like the first time it's happened, not tied with someone else. So yeah, Adokar definitely could have made the team of the week, wouldn't have been the worst pick in the world, but I'm going to edge it towards Tommy Makinson, and that is my first pick for England. In the left centre position, I'm going to go with Justin Olam from Papua New Guinea. He had 94 metres, 41 post-contact metres, 8 tackles and 2 tackle breaks. Now, in terms of tackles, he had the most amongst centres, wingers and the fullback. He had the most metres in 94, most post-contact metres in 41, and 2 tackle breaks as well. I think was maybe joint 2nd or 3rd on PNG. Papua New Guinea didn't have a great game at all, but in terms of stats and needing to put at least 1 player from each team in the starting 13, Justin Olam was the obvious choice. So that's going to be my first pick for Papua New Guinea. Moving to the right centre position, I'm going to go with Kevin Nagama from Fiji. He had 136 metres, which was 3rd best for Fiji. He had 2 line breaks, 5 tackle breaks, and 2 tries. He's really had a fantastic couple of weeks, and scored himself a few tries, got himself a couple of assists, I believe, had some really strong games. Unfortunate for him, this is probably going to be his last World Cup. He was very emotional after the game versus New Zealand. They were very unfortunate not to win. They had a really good go, and he had a fantastic game. So yeah, 2 tries from Kevin Nagama and 5 tackle breaks. 3rd most metres on the team. Happy to put him in my team of the week, and that is going to be my first pick for Fiji. In the right wing position, I'm going to go with Brian Toto from Samoa. He had 241 metres, which was the most for Samoa, 122 post-contact metres, which was also the most for Samoa, and a try on top of it as well. I don't think there was anyone for Samoa that got 2 tries. I know Jaden Sewer got 1. I can't remember who the other person was, but yeah, a try plus the most metres, most post-contact metres, very effective, good numbers, and had an all-round decent game. So Brian Toto is going to make the team of the week, and that is my first pick for Samoa. In the standoff position, I'm going to go with Cameron Munster from Australia. He had 57 post-contact metres, which was the 4th best for Australia. He had a 1-on-1 steal and 3 assists. It's 3 assists. You can't really leave that out. Decent in post-contact metres. Wasn't sure who else to put in from Australia. There's a few others in some other positions, but 3 assists is pretty damn good. So yeah, that's going to be my first pick for Australia. Onto the scrum half position, I'm going to go with Anthony Milford from Samoa. He had 2 line break assists, a charge down, and also had 3 assists as well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that combination. A total of 6 assists in the halves. He got man of the match in Samoa's game versus Tonga. which I think was fair. 2 line break assists is decent, a charge down, which means a change of possession, and he got himself maybe 30, 40 or 50 metres up the field. So yeah, Anthony Milford had a great game, and that is going to be my second pick for Samoa. The first prop I'm going to go with is Tom Burgess from England. Now, he only played 32 minutes, and in those 32 minutes, he had 131 metres, 46 post-contact metres, 11 tackle breaks, plus a try as well. I believe he only played about 25 minutes in the first half, and had the most metres, most post-contact metres, most tackle breaks, and I don't think anybody else had 2 tries at this point. I'm not 100% sure. Tommy Makinson might have done, actually, but yeah, he was dominant again. Played less than half the game and was dominant. Got numbers that, 131 metres. Compare the minutes played to the rest of the props, he completely dominates. And he was absolutely brilliant. Easily makes my team of the week, and that is going to be my second pick for England. In the hooker position, I'm going to go with Harry Grant from Australia. He had 2 line break assists, a line break, 5 tackle breaks, and 2 assists, as well as 41 tackles, which was the most for Australia. Again, I don't really know who stood out for me on Australia, aside from Josh Adokar. I think stats-wise, Angus Crichton had decent stats, but yeah. Looking at Harry Grant's stats, they're pretty damn good. 2 line break assists, a line break, 5 tackle breaks, and 2 assists as well, plus the most tackles. Not bad at all. Happy to put him in my team of the week, and that is going to be my second pick for Australia. Onto the second prop, I'm going to go with Tui Kamikamica from Fiji. He had 176 metres, which was the second highest for Fiji, 74 post-contact metres, which was the highest for Fiji, and 36 tackles, which was third best. So a second, first, and third best in those 3 stats areas. Pretty damn good. Good numbers. Had an overall great game in the forwards. So yeah, he's going to make my team of the week, and that is going to be my second pick for Fiji. Moving on to the second row position on the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Charbel Tassapali from Lebanon. He had 110 metres, 1 line break, 61 post-contact metres, which was the best for Lebanon, and 34 tackles, which was the second best for Lebanon. Decent numbers. I've gone with more of a slightly teamwork-based selection here in the second row position. So I'll get onto my second pick now, which is Eli El-Sakem, also from Lebanon. He had 147 metres, which was the most for Lebanon, 57 post-contact metres, which was second best, and 37 tackles, which was the best. So Tassapali had the most post-contact metres, second highest tackles, whereas El-Sakem had the second highest post-contact metres and highest tackles. So they share first and second in those 2 stats areas. I was considering Jaden Sewer from Samoa, but I was already happy putting in Brian Toto and Anthony Milford. So yeah, this stats-wise, this was fine for me, and I had to put someone in from Lebanon anyway. So yeah, I'm happy with Tassapali and El-Sakem, and they are my 2 picks for Lebanon. Finally, for the starting 13 in the lock position, I'm going to go with Jason Taumalolo from Tonga. He had 184 metres, which was the most for Tonga, 85 post-contact metres, also the most for Tonga, 5 tackle breaks and 30 tackles, which was second best for Tonga on the day. Looked like he had a great game. I'm trying to think of other players that stood out for me on Tonga's team. There weren't really too many, but stats-wise, Taumalolo dominates in metres, post-contact metres, good amount of tackle breaks, and a solid number of tackles. Easily makes my team of the week, and that is going to be my first pick for Tonga. So that concludes my starting 13. Now moving on to the bench. There are 3 nations I've not selected 2 players for yet. That includes Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, and Tonga. And I can also select a 3rd player from one of the 8 nations I'm selecting from. Now, the first player on the bench from Papua New Guinea is going to be Mackenzie Yeh. He had 86 metres, second highest for Papua New Guinea, 31 post-contact metres, third best for PNG, and 4 tackle breaks, which was the highest for PNG. So second, third, and first, similar in that to Kamikamica for Fiji. Weren't many players that stood out for PNG, aside from Justin Olam, stats-wise, who I had to put in the starting 13. Mackenzie Yeh wouldn't get in at the lock position ahead of Taumalolo, so I'm happy to put him as an honourable mention on the bench. Now, on to New Zealand's second pick. I'm going to go with Ronaldo Mulatalo. He had 252 metres, the second best for the Kiwis, 4 line breaks, 5 tackle breaks, a try, and an assist. Really solid numbers. It didn't seem to me like he was involved that much, but You know, it had a lot of kick returns, so they contributed to the meter stats. But 5 tackle breaks pretty good, 4 line breaks really, really solid. A try and assist, really good stuff. So yeah, that's going to be my second pick for New Zealand. On to my second pick for Tonga, I'm going to go with Siasiwa Takiaho. He had 179 metres, second best behind Taumalolo. 69 post-contact metres, also second best behind Taumalolo. 3 tackle breaks and a try as well. So in terms of stats, can definitely get an honourable mention. And that's going to be my second pick for Tonga. Now, moving on to the final player on the bench. I couldn't select him for the starting 13, and I gave my reasons why. But based on the number of tries he scored, you cannot leave him out of a team of the week. So this, for me, makes sense and is the most fair way to put him in the team as an honourable mention. And I'm going to go with Josh Adokar. Got himself 160 metres, third best for Australia, 5 tackle breaks, and 5 tries. So yeah, gave my reasons why Makinson went ahead of him. But this is fair enough. Honourable mention on the bench, and that is going to be my third pick for Australia. So that's going to be it for this video. If you have your own thoughts on what team of the week you would go with, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with new content. You can also follow the social media accounts in the description down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.